Stephanie Louise Miller, did I just walk into you acknowledging an active crush on Liz Cheney?
Not really. I've fallen for yet another just wildly inappropriate blonde.
Does it surprise you, Dana? Does it surprise you?
I mean, no. It's the admittance out loud that's a little unnerving.
What has
Those
happened?
Are inside voice crushes. Those are inside voice crushes.
It's not really a crush, but it's just.
I know.
I mean, Dana, what has happened to this country when you're like
we
Liz?
could erase the last other, however, I don't know how old she is, but all of the years except until the last year,
right.
If we could erase all of those, I could absolutely get behind this. It's just so tough, but I am appreciative of the things she's saying now. I mean, throwing Kevin McCarthy right under the congressional bus was beautiful. Let's keep doing that.
But I mean, at the same time, she and Kinzinger, of course, voted against voting rights. So,
right.
And isn't that the point of this whole thing? Mm-hmm. This was them trying to, overturn a free and fair election. And this is exactly what these bills are just an outgrowth of the big lie, right?
Absolutely.
Which is why we need the Voting Rights Act. So
it's nice to watch you talk yourself right out of this crush.
I am right out of it. Listen, I have broken up with Kirsten Sinema without ever having met her. So I am getting much more efficient at my disastrous mistakes.
So have half of her constituents because she's never had a town hall. So
yes, exactly. I said somebody coined the phrase man cinema. It's a double-headed creature that is destroying everything in America. It's hard to say what's going to happen now. Right? This was Manchin's big thing. Mm-hmm. He's going to get Republicans. They're going to vote for this. This is the way we do it. And zero voted for it. So
zero.
Does this get them closer to a carve out on the filibuster for at least voting rights? Do you think, or no?
I mean, at this point, I think Manchin has got his heels dug so far into coal and gas companies that I don't even know if he could, if he wanted to at this point, without losing his livelihood completely or his life. I have no idea if they're blackmailing him either at this point.
But I called, Bull on this whole him threatening to leave the Democratic Party. I think he wanted to leak that. I think, but as one political strategist said, Dana, that's crap. Because he would not win a Republican primary. Right. He would lose a Republican primary by a mile. He's got nowhere to go. He's not going to be able to be a Republican in West Virginia. Yeah, and I'm just going to test the waters and threaten, see what happens. Come on. Yeah. Well, he negotiates like a Republican terrorist, if that's the case. Yeah. I'll break the whole Senate and make Mitch McConnell the Senate Majority Leader again if you don't make it 1 point whatever, his number is, right? Yeah. This is not what the founders, this minority rule is not what they had envisioned. It's just not, right?
No,
the 25% get to dictate to the 75% of us. No, I mean, I don't even know if it's that, the 25%. I mean, the senator disparity when it comes to constituents to each senator, if that's the case, California should have something like 30. I know that's not the right number, but it is probably pretty close when it comes to numbers, especially to West Virginia. Right. I just can't read any more of these stories about Manchin and Sinema. Manchin told the White House the child tax credit must include a firm work requirement and family income tax cap in the $60,000 range. Sinema told lawmakers she will not vote for the social spending plan until the House passes the infrastructure bill. They don't even agree with each other, right? I mean, was that a work ethic for the children or the parents? Because it's hard to tell from his statement. And I said yesterday, why do trust fund kids never have a work requirement? All the rich people that get tax cuts, there's never any requirement for that. It's just automatic, right? That is a very fair question. Thank you. Okay. Do we have to keep letting people that really should be in prison for the insurrection?
Why do you keep hurting yourself?
I don't know. Because Dana, I love her the most, and I always hurt the ones I love the most. Jim Jordan on the January 6th committee.
The actions of the January 6th committee, I believe, are a complete assault on Americans' liberty. There have been 4 batches of subpoenas issued. 4 batches. The one we're talking about today, Mr. Bannon, Mr. Meadows, Mr. Patel, Mr. Scavino. Second one to Mr. Clark, employee at DOJ, former employee at DOJ. The third batch to organizers of some other rally I didn't know about that happened that day. And then there's been subpoenas issued to 11 individuals, 11 American citizens, who asked the government for permission on an application to hold the Trump rally. Now think about this. They put their names on an application. The government asked them to do that. They give that application to the government granted it, and now the January 6th committee petitions them to ask them questions about exercising their First Amendment right to assemble.
Dana, you work as an auctioneer for various charities.
Like he's on speed.
Right?
He does.
He is always like he's auctioning something off. There's a raffle.
Maybe if
of
he
some
was
sort.
wearing a jacket, it might weigh him down a little bit and his speech would slow. I don't know. Yeah, but that
would also give him some
sounds
color.
like he's altered.
I still think they should make him wear the jacket that they make you wear at the restaurant when you show up without a jacket. Captain Kangaroo jacket or something.
It's like Tom Hanks in Big. And he's just like walking around when he turns back into a kid, and he's just got to go to his table and order his potatoes.
And now here is Rapey McForehead, Matt. Everyone knows who I mean. Matt Gaetz.
All right.
Here he is.
The average American, when they wake up, I don't think one of the first 100 things they think about is Steve Bannon's podcast, the things he said before or after January 6th. I think that is a uniquely Washington obsession. And it wouldn't be so damaging to our country if it wasn't absorbing the capacity of the Congress to meet the actual challenges that the American people are facing. I mean, do you really think that your constituents are out there hoping that you guys are here sharing your hot takes on Steve Bannon's podcast rather than dealing with the inflation that is crushing them, the border crisis that is concerning them?
Oh, for God's sakes. First of all, when is he going, Travis, when's he going to prison? I don't understand what's happening.
Not
What's the holdup?
soon enough.
What is the holdup on that?
Well, based on his stunt he pulled on the floor of the House yesterday,
Yes.
I would say he's a little scared that something's going to happen to him.
I mean, talk about deranged and paranoid. If someone's trying to kill me, and if that happens, I'd like you guys to know why he wasn't arrested. What is happening right now?
They're all drama queens. It's extraordinary. So Mark Meadows he's talking about lawyering up. He's really lawyered up. He's taking this seriously. He retained a top public Republican attorney to represent him before the House Select Committee. Was the Deputy Attorney General during the George H.W. Bush administration. He also he worked for George W. Bush's legal team during the recount. And he represented Bush-era Attorney General Alberto Gonzales in the wake of the U.S. attorney scandal. So, he's a serious dude, meaning at least Mark Meadows knows that this is serious. I mean,
absolutely.
I've used the word gravitas several times this week, Dana, and also solemnity. So you know that I am, and also I am struck with the alacrity that the January 6th committee is moving with. It's today. The vote's today already, right? Your friend AG. Mueller, she wrote, said, I told you, because everyone's like, and they won't get this after Thanksgiving. And AG was like, no, I told you today. It's today already.
And this is absolutely a breaking point for these subpoenas, because if we can nail Bannon, it'll give precedent to all of these other jerks that are going to try and defy the subpoenas. But if they can get him in jail, which would be really, really nice, the floodgates are going to open, because everyone knows that they're standing on weak ground with this whole thing of privilege and all of this. I'm like, you're a citizen. You never held office.
Yeah, exactly. I've asked them this before, Dana. Is there anybody connected to Trump or in the Republican Party that is not a crook? I'm just asking.
No.
I don't know this guy from Adam, Representative Jeff Fortenberry of Nebraska, but he has been indicted. This was charged with concealing information, making false statements to federal authorities who were investigating illegal contributions made by a foreign national to his 2016 re-election campaign. All I remember about him is he got really upset with a billboard that called him Jeff Fartenberry. And he had googly eyes.
Really?
Yeah. I think it's funny. I don't know. It's just, Dana, I feel like we've just gotten numb to this norm of almost everyone in Trump's inner circle in the Republican Party getting in. I mean, remember the last two guys? What's his name? Travis, from here. Duncan Hunter and what's the other one?
Duncan Hines?
No, Duncan Hunter and Chris.
The one from New York.
Yes, they both were convicted, went to jail, and Trump. But I mean, it's like Batman, right? Like he's pardoned all the crooks in Gotham.
Yeah.
They're all out running around. Steve Bannon,
He opened Arkham Asylum and let them run free.
Thank you. Whatever that is, nerd.
I knew that was coming, because I had nothing to add to that conversation.
I'm sorry. I tried to help and dig us out of the hole.
It is the time of the show when Matt in Chicago calls to tell Dana Goldberg a joke. Hello, Matt.
I'm ready, Matt.
Hello, Dana Goldberg. Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Hi,
So,
darling.
Dana, How do you fix a pumpkin?
How?
You put it in a pumpkin patch. Have a great day. I love you.